Team TJ en este día nos acompaña, como ya dije, una actriz revelación que ha tenido un gran éxito en estos últimos días. La hemos visto en películas como Ghost in the Graveyard, The Wonderful World of Hunter Wood, Dead Sexy y su más reciente proyecto dentro de la trilogía Fear Street de Netflix. Ella es nada más y nada menos que Jacqi Vene. We're
Hi.
live.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We're good
great.
too. Thanks.
So we want to thank you so much for accepting the invitation to come talk to us. And I'm just going to let you know what we do here when we do our interview. So we're going to talk about your career, your most recent project, and then we're going to play a game that we do in every program where we ask you a bunch of random questions so that our followers and your followers can get to know you a little better.
Okay, sounds good. I'm game for anything.
Perfect.
All right, let's get into it.
We want to start asking you, where did your love for acting come from?
Ooh. I think it came from movies at first and being transported into another story and just living through some type of fantasy world and being able to actually do that. It kind of felt like the cheat for adults that they get to, like, oh, you get to play dress up? This is real? And I just fell in love with it, that aspect of it.
Who has been an influence to you in your acting career?
Oh, I would say these are good questions. I wasn't prepared.
Take your time, don't worry.
Okay. I would say influence. I loved Nightmare Before Christmas. I loved Tim Burton. I don't know if you guys know that director and artist. I loved Keira Knightley, and I really loved Pirates of the Caribbean and Pride and Prejudice. Those are like my two my favorite. I love Keira Knightley, so Pride and Prejudice, I absolutely adore that movie and everything. And hi to everybody saying hi in the chat.
We're going to read your comments, don't worry.
Okay, there's a lot of people here.
There's a lot of people.
So yeah, different actors that I've just loved, and then people in my life doing theater just around me, theater locally, so were inspirations to me. So
Yeah, we love Tim Burton too.
Yes.
And all his movies there.
Nightmare Before Christmas is your favorite one?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, just something about the art of it and the creation, and I love Johnny Depp as well, that kind of fantasy mystical element. I love that so much.
Yeah, because Tim Burton has his own world, you know? He creates his own world.
His mind is really creative.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love that. I love Jim Carrey too, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I love that movie so much. It was, I feel like I'm drawing blanks on other inspirations, but this is what I've got, so yeah.
Yeah, someone say Pride and Prejudice, yeah.
Pride and Prejudice, good movie.
Love you all.
Joan didn't deserve to go out like that.
We know.
Yeah.
So many people did not deserve to go out like that.
I know. Oh my God.
Well,
Before we start talking about
we're
Fear
going
Street,
to get there.
Go with the next question.
Where did you study acting?
I lived in LA for 5 years, and before that, probably when I was about 14 or 15, started to do theater. No, before that, like 13. And that's just kind of how I studied it. Mostly, I think how I got the ground of my acting career was doing theater. So I get a lot of questions lately about, how'd you get into acting? Just join your local theater. Even if it's like a really shitty play that you don't know and there's like 3 people. Just do it. You'll learn something about yourself, and I'm so thankful for my theater experience. I did it for probably 5 years solid, like 3 to 5 plays a year, just always doing theater, and that was like my favorite thing.
Yeah, one I hear once someone say that there's not such thing as little characters. You know, it's like you can be part of anything. Doesn't matter if it's the first role or a little one, like I don't know, someone running or
I know.
or
Yeah.
the waitress. I don't know. I mean,
Totally.
Every role is important because everyone there, that person that's there is supposed to be there for a reason. So of course, every role is important.
Yeah, and I think that's like a testament to Joan's character. Filming it, I had no idea. I thought I had a really small role, and I've been so surprised at how many people have noticed that I'm even in the movie.
it's amazing. Really, it's amazing. You have people here from Argentina.
I think I saw Colombia too.
Oh my gosh. I took some Spanish, but not enough to not butcher your guys' beautiful language.
Well, you can say hola todos.
Hola todos.
Yeah, there it is.
Yay.
Okay, next question. So if I'm not mistaken, you study directing?
I study right now. I'm studying writing.
Right.
Okay. Would you like to dedicate a part of your career to this in the future, or?
Yes, I'm actually working on something right now.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am. So for sure, I didn't really, I've always journaled my whole life and always been writing forever, and I loved it. And then when the pandemic struck and there was no work happening for anybody, I was writing a lot more, and then I got super into it. And so, yeah, I'm working on something now.
Ooh, so we have to see that.
Yeah, whatever it is, we're ready for it.
Me too. I hope it comes out soon.
What was your first acting role in the industry?
My first acting role in the industry. My first acting role, I was really young actually, and I used to live in Tucson, and I got this one role in this film that they were making there. I don't even remember what film it was, but my sister had auditioned for it and I did too, and I got this role where I had one line and it was, "What are we doing?" And I was walking in on my mom, and she was like with a lover or something. I was really young, but I guess that would be my first thing. I don't know what happened in that movie or even what it is. That's so.
We have to find it.
Let's
I
see
know.
if we can find
Yeah.
it. I don't know how, but
well, we have a lot of people.
maybe
that,
they'll help us
yeah,
find
maybe.
it.
I'd be so surprised if someone found that.
Hello from Germany.
Germany, wow.
Hi.
From Brazil.
Brazil, Colombia.
Hi, guys.
Okay, now onto Fear Street, which is why everybody's here, I'm sure. What brought you to Fear Street, and what was the audition process like?
So I think my manager or my representation got the audition for me and sent it to me. I sent it in. It was a very small audition. Like, I don't think it was much more than a few lines. And I sent it in very casually, and I didn't hear back for about 3 months, anything. And then I got a call that said, "Hey, we're offering you this role. If you say yes, we'll fly you out in the next 2 days." So there was no call back, nothing. It was so fast and streamlined that I was just, molded over for basically 24 hours. And I was like, sure, yeah, let's do it. And then the next day I was on flight, and I filmed it within that week, and it was done. Didn't think about it. Super fast.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really fast. So you didn't have really a time to prepare yourself.
No, I didn't. And I'm lucky because Joan is, I just went for what I wanted to do. and I didn't have that much time to really think about it and mull it over. I just kind of was in this whirlwind, and I was like, okay, let's just go. Let's just do it. I'm just going to do what I feel, and I'm in the moment, and she's a hippie, and she smokes weed, and I'm just going to not overthink it and go. And I really didn't have time to overthink it, which is kind of nice. But yeah, because everyone was so busy on set that, you know, you just kind of had to know your lines, and you had to go up and do your stuff, and that was it.
Do you identify with your character in any way?
Absolutely. Probably in every way. I love Joan, and I'll always have a special place in my heart for her. She's probably, so far in my career, the most relatable character that I've had. I always relate in some way to the characters I play. I think that's, you know, important, but you don't have to. But in some aspects, I think it's important. And, you know, because I didn't do that much character research or anything like that, because I just didn't have the time, I kind of just really brought myself into the character. So, yeah, I definitely relate to her.
I'm getting a lot of Joan energy with your outfit.
Your
look.
Yeah, I definitely dress like Joan. I am like a 70s, 60s era queen of dressing. So everything I wore to the premiere was from my closet.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, 70s scene? I got this. So yeah, the shirt I'd have to say is my sister's, and she was like, you wore my shirt. But, you know, that's what you do when you have siblings.
We have to confess, when we saw the second movie, I was like, you know what? We need to see how, but we have to interview all of them, or at least one, two, I don't know. And I was like, who do you think that is going to answer? And she's like,
I'm like, it's definitely going to be Jacqi. It has to be. And then you answered, and I was like, I knew it.
That makes me so happy.
I just had the feeling. Like, I don't know. I just knew it.
That makes me so happy. I'm like loving responding to people. Haven't responded to every single person, but like, I'm just shocked that people actually care about my part enough to care about me, and I want to give that energy back out into the universe, because I truly appreciate it and I love it, and I didn't really realize it going into my career, but it's one of the main reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing, is to connect with people about art. And so I'm grabbing at any chance I can do that.
As soon as your character came onto the screen, I was like, oh my God, she's my favorite already. Like, I love her. And then what happened. I'm like, no! I was so mad.
I had a feeling on the sex scene. I was like, why I feel like it's like, yeah, it's like here. That girl, that couple, that...
It always happens. It always happens.
It's like the horror movie thing. It's like, if you have sex, you're gonna die.
Yeah. It's like a rule or something like that.
It's the horror movie rule. What was one of your biggest challenges while working on Fear Street?
Being naked. It was the first time, and only time since that I had a nude scene on camera, and I was terrified, absolutely terrified. I think as so many people would be, but my scene partner, Michael Provost, who plays Kurt, he is like the most down-to-earth, nicest person ever, and so because he was so sweet, there's actually a super funny story about how we got comfortable with each other, if you guys want me to tell you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So Drew, who's also in the movie, he's in the 1978, he gets his head cut off.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
I
God.
remember
He's
him. Yeah.
he's super awesome. He's like the most quirky, cool dude. But anyway, none of us had met each other, and we decided for the one night that we had free that Michael and I were gonna be super awkward with each other. I'd mentioned to Drew, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. We're gonna be like having sex, so I'm nervous. And he's like, okay, I have an idea. So Drew texts Michael and is like, hey, come meet us here. We meet together for the first time that night. Drew drives us straight to this like $2 strip club in Atlanta.
Oh
And
my God.
we walk into this like very dingy, dark strip club. I'd never been to a strip club in my life. And we're just sitting there and it's pretty awkward, and Drew's kind of dancing, having a good time, and we're all just like, okay. And then Drew orders us all lap dances.
Oh no.
So these ladies that are like
Oh.
older, at least 50 or older. These are the strippers.
Okay.
Whoa.
He calls them over, gets us all lap dances, and they just are naked and they just start slapping their boobs on our face. Like, it was the craziest thing ever. I was like looking at Michael, and Michael's just a sweet guy, and this lady just comes over and she doesn't really want to be there, and she's just like slap, 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 slap.
Okay.
Oh my
That's
God. That's
And
so
Michael's
awkward.
just sitting there, like his cute face just slap, 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 getting like pummeled by these saggy titties. And I'm just standing there like, and then Drew goes, oh, and her too after. And I'm like, no, no, no. And she comes and does the same thing to me. Slap, slap, slap. And I'm just like, and
oh
then
my God.
we walk out, and it was so funny. I remember that we just laughed so hard, and then I think we went to a bar, got a couple drinks, but after that, we were bonded.
After an experience like that, I'm sure.
It was like so awesome. And so then we were like laughing and making jokes because we had like broken that barrier of that awkward sexuality thing that we all have with one another, even though it's dumb. Like, I'm all for being naked in movies because, you know, we're all naked, apparently. We're all born naked. And I would love to be in a movie in which I'm naked in a non-sexual manner, and I want to see that more. But I'm all fans for the nudity in films, and I think it was way less than I thought it was going to be in this movie. It was not like in your face at all. Like, it was very tastefully done. And I also luckily had a woman director who's just super artistic and so talented, like Lee. And I just lucked out, and I couldn't have gone better.
Someone say, wait. Someone
Sorry.
say, and that's how we make friends, guys. Take notes.
Take notes.
Exactly. If you want to break the ice and get to know someone super fast, I recommend it.
We've gotten a lot of comments saying, can you please say okie dokie?
I know, I saw that a couple times. It's like, oh God, I hope they don't make me do that. You know, actually, I say okie dokie a lot in my life.
Really?
And everyone thinks I'm 10 years old.
I've said it a lot too.
But I don't say shagadelic, which I think I should start saying more in my life.
That word, I was like, what?
Someone say, your character is so iconic in the track trilogy. She noticed me.
Oh my God. Joan did not deserve to die.
Yeah, she did.
She deserved better.
So, the movie takes place in 1978. What was it like to feel something from a different time period?
Awesome. I loved it. I loved the clothes. And it's different when you dress up by yourself in an era. So it's like, oh, today I'm going to wear bell bottoms. But when everyone around you is dressed up like that, and the set is that way, and there's slang being thrown around, and your whole environment is transported to that era, it's super cool. It's awesome. And I can't wait to do it again sometime in a film.
it feels real. When everything around you is circled around that time period,
Right.
it feels real.
Mm-hmm.
And plus all the work that they did, like
The
the details,
oh my gosh,
the
it's
soundtrack.
amazing.
The
soundtrack was
was
amazing.
so good. It was my favorite part. And personally, it was my favorite movie soundtrack because of the era.
Every song that came up, I was like, yes! Every song.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was so cool. They did the premiere so well, too. Because of COVID, they did it outside in this huge space somewhere in downtown LA. And it was so loud. I don't know how they did it so loud, but the music was so cool. And I actually, when I was at the premiere, it's the first time I'd seen the movie, and I actually missed my sex scene because I went to the bathroom. And I didn't know it was coming.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I was fine with it. I didn't want to see it, but I came back and my friend was like, "You missed it." I was like, "Really?"
Oh well.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh,
Oh no. But you have it on Netflix, so you can
It's
see
on
it.
Netflix.
Yeah. I can see it."
So, although your character wasn't part of the main group, the fans have reacted in a really incredible way, and we've seen your fan base grow very quickly. Did you ever think that it could get to this?
No, I had no idea. I'm shocked and so endlessly grateful. I can't even fathom that. It almost means more to me that I'm getting this much traction because my character's part was so little screen time. It means so much to me that people are reaching out and they're sending me DMs like, "Hey, this movie brought me so much happiness, and I was having a lot of anxiety this week, and the movie made me feel really good," and just stuff like that really makes me feel so happy that I'm doing it. And honestly, if I ever see these people in person, I want to hug them and get them a tea and talk to them and answer all their questions, because I know that I can't give the time individually to each person that's asking me, but I really want to.
Yeah, it's crazy because we follow you right after we saw the movie, and then we remember how many followers do you have, and then we're like, what? How? That's
really
crazy.
fast.
I know, it's crazy. My partners who live with me and people around me are like, because I'm just chilling. I'm not doing anything crazy right now. I'm working and stuff and busy, but they treat me super normally all the time, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you have another movie coming out, cool." But none of us really realized how popular it was until we went on probably a week ago, and we saw Fear Street trending in the top 3 on Netflix or something, and we're like, "Oh shit!" And then my friend was like, "Whoa, Jacqui, do you know you have 30,000 followers?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't know what's happening." It's crazy. And people really want me to say okie dokie. Okay, I will at the end. Okay, I'll do it at the end.
We'll save the okie dokie for the end.
Yeah, we're gonna save a lot of questions if you have the time for it.
I would love to. I'd love to. Anyone who has any major questions should stay on till the end, and we can try and answer however many we want or whatever.
Yeah. So someone here said that Camp Nightwing was also built on Camp Forest Green from Friday the 13th, which is actually what I was wondering when we were watching the movie. And I'm like, hey, this looks kind of similar to something I've seen. So that's pretty cool. Next question. I'm really excited about this one.
Do you have a funny story that happened on the set?
Oh, a funny story that happened on the set. I guess this isn't really funny as much as it was just oh shit, I messed up. Was when McCabe or Tommy is killing me, axe murdering me. He's super intense. He's a really good, dedicated actor. Just being around him, he's great. He's very talented. And he's super into it, right? As he's about to murder me, as he's possessed. And hi, River. Sorry, that's my friend. She just jumped on. I wanted to say hi. Okay. So he comes in to do this thing, and I think I put my hand in the wrong place or something, and he whacked the shit out of my arm.
Oh.
And I was like, because it's all supposed to be movie magic. They're not actually supposed to axe murder anyone. And I just remember everyone was like, oh, and I was like, ow. And, you know, you don't want to stop anything, and you want to be super professional while stuff is happening. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. But I was about to call him Tommy. But McCabe felt so bad. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And Lee's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And we kept going. I think also something funny that happened. Oh yeah. So I actually had blonde tips when I was filming the movie. And because that balayage type style didn't happen in the 70s, they used spray to cover it up to make all my hair brown, kind of like it is now. And I had that white top, you know, and my hair was kind of longer than it is now, I think. And I had kept putting it was in front of my shoulder sometimes on the shirt, and we started to notice like halfway through the day that the whole top of the shirt started to turn brown. And it was just like a little bit of a nightmare for wardrobe and everyone for a second, but we have like super talented wardrobe and people, so it ended up working out fine. But that was kind of a little scary thing that happened for a second. We were like, oh, that was okay.
So, the end of the third movie left us on...
Did you watch the third movie already?
Did you watch
it?
Yeah. Okay.
It left us on quite a cliffhanger.
I know, right?
Do you think the movies will continue?
I have heard through the grapevine that Lee, the director, has something up her sleeve or something, but I don't know what that means. That's all I know.
I think they have to because the books are like 12 books, right? Or I don't know how many are.
And they were so successful, so I can't imagine them, not continuing it.
With each movie, I was like, oh my god, it gets better and better.
Yeah,
I need more.
I know.
Something that got me like, what? Because when we see the ad on Netflix, I was like, hey, we should watch the movie. And we saw the first one, and then we're like, wait.
There's a second
one already? And a third one is coming? I was like, what?
We were like shook.
Yeah, because...
I'm glad that happened, because I don't think I would have been able to wait however long it could have taken to come out with a second and the third one, because wow, I fell in love with the movies, and I honestly would watch them again and again.
Yeah, and
so awesome.
And the amazing thing is that, like, when you do a movie and you want to do another part, sometimes it's not that good, or like it should be better, but they give us
me.
And I was like, that's crazy.
And I think the second one was my favorite. Yeah, because I love the 70s. I just love the 70s.
I know.
Oh, this is definitely my favorite.
I know, it's super cool that she got to experiment, and the actors, especially the ones who were in all three, that got to experiment with the different time periods. Oh, that is so cool. I would have died to be in the 1666.
Yeah, I was like, maybe.
Yeah,
I was like, maybe she will appear like, because
some from
the second and from the first movie were coming, and I was like, maybe.
Really, like the 1970s one was the most playful one, I think. The one that had, because Sadie's character was very, she's funny. She's kind of just naturally got this sarcastic vibe in her acting in this one, and she's just fun to watch. And a lot of the characters. Drew's really funny, Michael's really funny, Kurt. So it had this playfulness quality that worked for the 70s and worked with the soundtrack. So I don't know if the 1666 vibe, it was definitely kind of just the most like eerie the whole time.
Yeah.
It didn't have like that funniness, which the 70s had, which is cool. I think that, you know, she got to play around with all different types of things with this series. So
Yeah. Will you want to come back to play the part of another character if it's possible? If they do more movies?
yes, I think so. I would be honored to come back. I don't know what they have in store, but for sure.
Maybe you will the next.
Maybe you'll be the next
The
killer.
next killer.
Okay. What kind of movies would you like to work in the near or distant future? Meaning like genres like Disney or superheroes, or maybe even more horror slasher films?
I would like to do some indie romantic movies, which is like the teenager in me, I guess. And then I'd like to do some fantastical things like Avatar, James Cameron, or even like Avatar, The Last Airbender, and play Katara, who's the waterbender. That'd be sick. But she should also probably be Native American because that seems what the ethnicity of her character should be. But, you know, just something along those lines of like a fantastical element. Something about aliens would be really cool, and like raising the vibration of the world, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of open to anything though. You can ask my reps. I always say yes until I say yes to a lot of opportunities right now. It's rare for me to say no, I think. So at least
You can always do cosplay.
Yeah,
if you want to be Katara.
You could be anybody you want.
Do you have any projects coming up for what's left of the year?
What's that?
Any projects coming up?
I do. I have a movie that I shot last year in Virginia called The Surprise Visit, and that is coming out sometime this year, and I'm really excited for it. I play a meth addict.
Ooh, that's
okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's different. It's way different.
And where can we see the movie? Do you know? Amazon, Netflix?
I don't know yet. It's still in the early stages of distribution. Okay. I think that's what they call it.
Okay. So, before we finish the interview,
we always end with this last question, and it's, what advice would you give to those who want to start a career in acting?
I would say to join your local theater. And even no matter how small it is, I would do it. And I would put it out into the universe, whether that be through your social media or online, and try and see if you could get some friends around you who would want to film like a little scene with you. You can pick your favorite movie scene with somebody and type it out, learn your lines, set up your camera, you're on your phone, or if someone else has a camera on their phone, and film it and see what happens. And then you could post it, you could keep practicing. Just follow your excitement, whatever that is. If it seems exciting to do one little thing, whether that be watch your favorite movie, then do that. You don't have to just feel like you have to do the biggest thing. Like, I'm not going to do it because I don't have an agent. I wouldn't worry about that. Just start small and just be persistent. I think that's the most important thing.
Great advice. So for some reason, Instagram is telling us that we're running out of time.
Yeah, that's crazy because we always do like 2 hours interview. But well.
We want to thank you so, so much for coming on with us and accepting the interview, for talking to us about your career and those random questions that we asked. If you ever want to promote something with us, like I said before, we are more than happy to do that for you. Just shoot us a message. And we welcome you to Tijuana with open arms. We'll take you out for those tacos.
Yeah, it's a
Yay!
promise.
It's a promise.
Yay! Oh my gosh, that sounds awesome. Well, you guys know where to find me, everybody listening. If you ever had any questions or anything, you can always DM me. And yeah, I endlessly thankful for anyone who has taken notice in me. And you know, I just want to be on this journey with you guys as my career progresses, because this is what I'm doing it for. So I love you guys. So thank you.
Thank
we
you
have
so much.
10 seconds
Yeah,
left,
it's
so we just
gonna-
want to say
yeah.
thank you again.
Thank you, and have
Thank you.
A
nice
great
day.
week.
Thank you.
Bye.
You too. Yeah. Bye, guys. Thanks. Much love.